It's Sunday night, and it's 10 o'clock Eastern, and it's Tom Antion live. Hey, everybody. Oh, boy, I hope you're having a good weekend. I had quite an eventful weekend, driving about 800 miles. So, let me see. I got to get over here on multiple computers to make all this stuff work. Wish somebody just finally make this easy instead of teasing us with this and forcing us to use 3 different things going on all the time. So I drove to Lynchburg, Virginia twice this weekend, and that's a long way. I'll tell you what, especially with dogs, having to stop for the dogs all the time. But tell you why I did it. But I see we're getting people coming in here, and if you could share this, that'd be great, and make some comments to let me know for sure that we're connecting here. That'd be great also. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? John, what's going on? JohnAbbott.com. So anyway, the reason I went to Lynchburg, Virginia, is because I found a trailer there that I wanted to buy, and I wanted to go check it out. And then it was good, so then I wanted to come get the money for it and go back and get it and get ready to get it, which was a big. I got home at 3:30 in the morning, like Saturday. Hey, Sue, how are you? Dean? Yo, Skinny Minnie. Barbara's looking great. Hey. So let me show you a picture. Now, I had to run to Walmart because you'll notice that the trailer is leaning up quite a bit. And you can get by with that on single axle trailers, but it's really, I didn't want to make a 200-mile trip like that. So I hauled it over to Walmart and bought a drop hitch 5 1/4 inch, which still was 5 inches too short, but it was way better than what this one was. So you should have seen me in the Walmart parking lot trying to do this by myself, switch this out because the jack on the trailer jack would only go so high to get it off the Suburban, and I was, so I was jumping through hoops, put it that way, by myself. But it's a nice trailer. I'm going to put some air conditioning in it and haul dogs in it and lawn mowers, and yeah, it's pretty nice. A Homesteader Patriot model. Yeah, put some comments in there, folks. Let me know that you're happening. And we'll get this off of there. There's me again. Got my hair cut too. Rest of them just shrunk up to fit it. Something else happened this week that was always hurts. I'll tell you. Nick was coming over from the other building to go to the bathroom here at the house, and he said, hey, you got a baby bird that fell out of the nest. And I thought, oh, no, because the nests are like 40 to 60 feet high. So I go out there, and there is a fledgling, which means it's got wings, but it really can't fly yet. Fledgling blue heron. Now, I'm pretty sure blue herons are protected around here. I know they told me that when I moved in because they were eating my fish, and they said, well, you can't do anything about it because they're protected. But anyway, there's nests all over my property of these blue herons, 40, 60 feet or so up in the air. So anyway, this little guy is on the ground, covered in flies, and Nick's trying to fan the flies off of him, and he's breathing but not moving too well. And I call animal control, and it's going to be a while before they can get there. So I said, I can't let these flies eat this little guy up. So I scooped him up, brought him inside, and put him in a box. And his legs were not broken, and his neck was moving. I perked him up a little bit, and he'd open his eyes and look all around, but then he'd just lay back down and breathe. And so here's a little video of the little guy. Okay, well, we got a blue heron baby that fell, I don't know, 40 to 60 feet out of his nest. Was laying there with flies all over him. And I don't really know first aid for blue herons, but I tried to put a little water on his beak. It kind of perked him up a little bit. His eyes opened, his neck will move around, he's breathing. His legs don't appear to be broken, but that's a pretty long fall. So I'm going to try to look up to see what I can do. I called animal control. Blue herons, I'm pretty sure, are protected here in Virginia, so hoping animal control calls me back and tells me what to do. So I'll give you an update when we see what's going on. Yeah, it just breaks my heart. I'm just such an animal lover. So animal control showed up, and I told them what happened, and they said, the flies is not a good sign, which means, they can sense some, like vultures, there's something maybe internal wrong, because you couldn't see anything broken, and he could move his neck around. There wasn't on the video, but they said that's not good. But they said, well, we got lots of rehab people, and 'cause I know I killed myself years ago to save a bird, and then they euthanized it anyway. Anyway, we gave the little guy a shot, and hopefully he came through. But they never let you know, So, all right, let's see what we got going here today. Let's see. Our fake sponsor for the week is missing. What happened to our fake sponsor? Our fake sponsor went AWOL. So anyway, it was a rubber gripper working on hand strength. There's a lot of benefits to having good, strong hand strength. My right hand, of course, is stronger than the left, and you can speculate why. I spend a lot of time alone here, So anyway, our fake sponsor was a rubber hand gripper that somehow got away from me. I don't know where the heck it was. It was here a minute ago. Let's see what we got here. In this episode today, we got lots of news on the scams. We got a trailer failer. We got in the brutal self-defense, gun or no gun. Internet section, hey, be ready to flash people. How about that? All right. Let's see. In the speaking tip, I want you to whip it out. And the A-holes of the week, I hope she burns. I hope she burns, and you know where. And then the hero of the week, this is really, really sweet. And I've got doubled up on some of these things because, that one time I was coming home from the shooting range, and that was last week, and so I got a whole bunch of extra stuff. However, I'm going to go ahead and show you the video from the shooting range. How about that? So here we go. Well, hey folks, it's Tom here, and I'm heading on a great adventure. I'm heading up north to take some advanced handgun training from a bunch of SWAT guys. It's an intensive all-day course, and I'll go up there, stay tonight, and I will get there early in the morning and go all day. So yes, these guys are 18-year veteran SWAT guys going to teach us how to clear houses and work as a team and all kinds of interesting stuff. So I don't know if they'll let us video up there at all, but if so, I'll get some footage and put it as part of this little package for you. All right, catch you later. Okay, we had a nice night at the Westin on points. Starwood preferred guest points, so stayed for free. You gotta watch those points. And we're here at Elite Shooting Sports on Sunday morning. It's about 9:30, and I'm getting ready to go for an all-day training on clearing buildings. So we'll, if they'll let me, I'll do a little bit of shooting inside, but if not, I'll report later.
stand over here.
I try to just turn my hips as well. I don't really like to cross over.
I've to it because I've done stage combat. No, I was wondering. And so that's why I cross, is because I'm used to the foot movement. Oh, we gotta see how to go through this one. Yeah.
Wow, that was a great day of training. I'll tell you what, those guys, oh man, I reported this almost the whole trip back, driving back from there, but these guys were, boy, I have an appreciation for what they have to go up against. Each one of them has done that a couple thousand times for real. Not knowing what's around the next corner. Wow, pretty crazy. So let's see. Brett Goldstein saying, bad boys, what you going to do? Dean says, you're a good man, Brother Tom. I guess that's for the bird thing. John says, such an animal lover. That's great. Absolutely. Animals, I like animals more than most people, tell you the truth, because they're just innocent and loving souls, most of them. Barbara Ann says, there's an organization in Maine called Avian Heaven that helps us with birds. They've helped me save lost baby birds several times, all volunteer. That's great. I guess you go up there and give them the bird. You don't flip them the bird, right, to try to see if the bird would fly. I hope not. All right, so anyway, that was great training by us-syndicate, I think, .com. Mike Donaldson's the owner. Awesome. All right, let's see, the weight loss. I can't remember what I reported last week. I think it was, I can't remember, but this week is 74, all right. I hit 75 2 days in a row, but then this double trip to Lynchburg where I was eating stuff that's allowed, but I had to go so long and so far, I ran out of my planned stuff to eat. And then I started eating, which I'm allowed, and my first 40 pounds, I lived on kind of double cheeseburgers at McDonald's, throw away the bun. But there's lots of salt in those, so I've avoided that for months. And then I kind of got stuck on this trip, and I ate that kind of stuff. and plus 2 bags of pork rinds, barbecue flavor, which again is allowed, but enormous amounts of salt. So I'm suggesting that the reason I couldn't hold the 75 or even go to 76 was too much sodium. So I'm going to flush that out this week and get back on track. All right. Let's see what we got here in the mailbag. Darren wants to know, what do you think about the Julius Caesar play with Trump getting stabbed? I'm not in favor of any of that stuff with the Kathy Griffin thing, and I really don't care who it would be, if it was Obama or anybody. I just think it's setting a pretty bad precedent of doing that kind of stuff and it becoming the norm. Because look what you see happen there in D.C. with that guy went to the baseball field, just started shooting. If it wasn't for 2 super brave police officers or Capitol Police on that detail, we would have been talking about a massacre. I mean, amazing. So people are influenced by this stuff. And I heard an interesting thing on the radio. They won't put cigarette ads on TV because it could influence young people to smoke, right? But they all this nasty killer rhetoric with stabbing Trump and beheading Trump and all these other things that are doing that have death involved. Snoop Dogg shooting Trump in a video. And then this guy decides to come all the way from Illinois and camp out and wait and then blow away a bunch of congressmen. I mean, are they related? Well, we'll never know for sure. But, gee whiz. So, no, I'm not in favor of that stuff. Kaylee wants to know, what's the best way to get interviewed on TV? Well, first thing, Kaylee, it used to be you had to be within shooting distance of the studio. But now they're doing Skype interviews with people. So if you have a really good internet connection and Skype set up, it will increase your chances that you can get on. Now, I don't know what your topic is, but there's a thing called newsjacking, where if you can tie your topic to something that's already in the news, it increases your chances tremendously. Now, I will tell you it's much tougher to get on the national versions than the locals. Now, if you do great on the local, you got a way better chance of getting on the nationals. So don't be afraid to go local with this on something local and get footage of you doing a good job on TV. Now, make it visual whenever possible. I learned that from Starlee Murray. I used to go there and just be funny and talk and do a good job, but she forced me to use some type of visuals, and I can give them what's called B-roll, where they hear me talking, but they're showing video of what I'm talking about. I give that to them, or I make graphics to give to them. So make it easy and make yourself look like a professional, and that's the short answer. But you really increase your chances exponentially if your topic ties into something that's in the news now and you hit it. It can't be in the news last week and you hit it this week because it's old news. So try to hit it immediately when it's happening. I know Alan Baris, I don't know if Alan's on here tonight, as soon as those active shooter things went on, he contacted people and was all over the media. And that shooting in San Francisco, I think he did 2 or 3 radio interviews that day or the next day, talking about active shooters. So you got to be ready to jump on it and don't feel bad like it's offensive that you're taking advantage of the situation. No, you're helping people by talking about, or Alan was telling them how to keep safe if that does happen. See? Okay, let's see. Dean says 74 pounds, freaking awesome. Yay, dude. Brett says, having been on CNN and Fox Business, you need a really good press release. Yep, and should be tied to what's going on. And sometimes you can just list yourself with them as an expert if you have some obscure topic. So at least if that comes up in the news, they have somebody to call. Let's see if there's any more comments coming in here. Yeah, please hit your share button, folks, and give me some comments there. Hey, Brett. Yeah, whenever I refresh, it like shows up again. It's crazy. Okay, so let's see what we also got here. Jackson, who's your favorite basketball player or football player? Jackson, I have. You know what? I've only watched one sports game in the last, I don't know, 35 years, and it was just that baseball game that the congressman played the other day, and the only reason is because there was a big shooting and they televised it. So I couldn't even name other than the biggest ones, and I don't know about them. LeBron James, Michael Jordan's, I guess, retired. I really don't know. I think he is. I don't know. So no, I don't waste any time on sports. I want to do my business and I want to do my hobbies. And I spent at least 15 years, day and night, breathing, living sports. Got me a college scholarship. Got me a lot of business breaks, so I'm all for it. But it's, it just doesn't interest me anymore. All right, let's get to the news. We got some cool news here. This is the cruel and unusual punishment segment tonight. There's a guy in Kansas. He robbed a bank in his small town where everybody knows. He got he gave a note to the teller, and he got like $2,400. He walked out into the lobby and sat down and said, "Call 911." He wanted to be caught because his wife nags him so much. He said, "I'd rather be in jail than be stuck with her." All right, but that's not the best part yet. The best part is the judge sentenced him to home confinement. So he totally backfired on him. Oh, but I guess that's a little bit better than a Texas woman is bitching because her chicken McNuggets are taking too long at McDonald's. So she calls 911 and she won't leave the drive-through window until the police get there, and she makes a big ruckus. This is in Waco, Texas. This actually happened before, and the lady got arrested for making a frivolous police report. Let's see. Now this is back to where Alan says, get your head out of your apps. Well, in my brutal self-defense class, the second most dangerous possession of yours, first is your cell phone, second is your earbuds. You can watch this on YouTube. A lady got run over by a train and only got minor injuries. That's the miraculous part. But she's distracted going across the tracks with her headphones on, and you see it right there. It's not fake. Boom! The train runs over her, and she lives. But I don't know if I'd want to play that game too often to see if I could live with a train running into me. Now there's an epidemic, you guys out there, apparently in Spain especially, called manspreading. Now, before your mind goes crazy on what that might be, manspreading is, and I'm guilty of it for a long time, sometimes accidentally, sometimes on purpose, but manspreading is where you sit with your legs open and your arms here in a public place so that nobody sits next to you and you get extra space. I got to tell you, when I used to fly Southwest all the time, I really had it down. I'd always be in the first section to get on, and I'd sit in the aisle, and then I would look real mean and real wide. Of course, I was real wide, and it's still real wide. but I looked extra. I made myself look extra wide. I'd have my vest spread out a little more, and I'm not smiling at all. I'm a mean-looking bad guy, and so people would sit down and go sit next to the window because they got that buffer. They don't have to sit next to the fat, mean guy. But nobody would sit in the middle. I would just not do it. And then if it got desperate, where I knew it was full and they're going to turn people away and somebody's going to sit in that seat, I'd kind of grab the skinniest person when they went and throw them in the seat. Not quite. But I was pretty much, I'd lean out in the aisle and make myself look smaller. So whenever a little person would walk by, so they would sit in the middle. So watch your manspreading. Now here's some good work if you can get it. Somebody bought a diamond ring that they thought was costume jewelry for $13, and it sold at auction for $848,000. That whatever yard sale they bought that at, I'll bet those people are pissed. Now, a Texas teacher got fired because she gave out fake award to a 13-year-old that said, "You're the most likely to become a terrorist." She got shit canned. She got fired for that. Now, in Arcadia, California, can't make this up, a peacock walked into the front door. You know, a lot of the stores in California, the weather's so nice, they leave the front doors open and let the breeze come in, you know. So it was a liquor store, and a peacock walks in the front door. And by the time the peacock was done, it had caused $500 worth of damage. And you can go watch this on YouTube video too. I think it was because they refused to sell him liquor because he didn't have any ID on. I don't know. But it took him a long time to capture this thing, and he'd knocking over fancy bottles of wine. Now this, I tell you, this guy is creative. I'm going to tell you about now. He gave the government what they deserved, and it lined up beautifully. So this guy was at an office making a claim against his landlord because there's a bed bug problem in the apartment building, and the landlord won't do anything about it. And so he spends all this time at this government office, and turns out they said, "We can't help you." so he came back later in the day with a cup full, at least 100 bed bugs, and dumped them on the counter. And they went everywhere. They had to shut down the building and get an exterminator in there. And they didn't file charges against the guy either. That is a way to get your point across. All right, let's go to this scam bag. Guess what we find there? The scumbags. Let's see if we got any more comments here. Oh yeah, Roberto says the guy's stuck home with the person he wanted to get away with. Favorite player was yourself in the Peach Bowl. Yes, I was played in the Peach Bowl. I wasn't first team at the time, but I was on special teams, and we won the Peach Bowl. But I have the distinct and dubious honor of having been the only player in our picture with the Peach Bowl Queen to kiss her. I'd probably get arrested for it now. It was on the cheek, all right, but I have a picture of it somewhere. The look on her face is in total disgust. Roberto says, "Happy Father's Day from Walt." All right. So let's see what we got here in our scam bag. And this happens to be with regard to I'll put the trailer up there again. As I was going through I've been looking for trailers the past couple weeks, And the first time I ran across one that looked like it was underpriced and a good deal, I immediately contacted them. Guess what? It's a scam, and I played with them for a little while. And so I just want to tell you about this. There's all over Craigslist. There's things like the whole trailer section is full of trailers, and there's the interesting thing is there's no location. That's one key right there. Like if this one that you see there said Lynchburg, all right. A lot of them say Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake, all these places around here. But the one that I picked out, as I look back on it, no place, because they're putting the same ad in all over the place, probably all through the country, with minor changes, just so they don't get caught. So the person said, are you interested? Yeah, okay, well, I'll email you the details. So she emails me from a Gmail account, or she or whoever the hell it was, emails me from a Gmail account and says, well, for your protection, if you make a deal on this trailer, it's located in Denver, and we're going to ship it to you at our expense. I'm at the Air Force Base here and training and deploying, this big bullshit story, all right? And to protect you, we're going to use eBay's escrow service, and they'll, if you're interested, I'll have them send you an invoice, and then they'll hold the money until you accept the trailer, and it's what we say it is. The whole premise of this scam, folks, is the link that's going to be sent to me is a fake, spoofed eBay, what did I just say, the escrow service. So the escrow service is their fake escrow service, and when I send them the money, they disappear and laugh about it, and there's no trailer, nothing shows up for me, and I'm screwed, all right? So that's basically the game. They're going to tell you that we're going to use an escrow service, and we'll have the invoice sent to you. If you hear that and something where the thing is far away and they're going to pay the shipping, do you know how much it costs to ship a 2,000-pound trailer from Denver to here? More than the trailer would have cost. I mean, they have to. I mean, I can see how people would get sucked in if they're kind of naive and not into this stuff, but it wasn't even a good scam. I mean, it's impossible to think that you could ship a trailer across the country and it was going to show up in 2 to 3 days. So it would have cost $3,000 or more for that, even if you could get it here in 2 or 3 days. So anyway. Watch out when you're using Craigslist for those things. No location, big ticket item, fake escrow service where they say they're going to protect you and they're going to pay the shipping. All of that's bullshit. Okay. Anyway, nice trailer that I did get for real. Okay, self-defense tip. This is where guns or no guns. You know, all my brutal self-defense is not about guns. All right, it's about disarming guns if you really have to, but it's not about guns. But this interesting thing came up this week. This was Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey posted a video on Facebook last Wednesday, 2 days after a deadly workplace shooting in Orlando. And it claimed the lives of 5 people. He said, "This is war. Florida sheriff urges citizens to arm themselves in case of attack." And this is something myself and Alan teach, that when this is Alan's quote, not mine, and I think he got it from somewhere, I don't know, but when let's see, I gotta remember what it was. Oh, when seconds count, the police are only minutes away. I mean, average response time is like 8-9 minutes, sometimes as high as 11-12 minutes on really desperate stuff, all right? Now, they were claiming that they responded in 3 minutes at that shooting at the ball field. I'm a little skeptical about that. But But anyway, yeah, I mean, look, well, first of all, your awareness of people and things and where you are and what you're doing, of course, is going to help you stay out of this stuff. But you know, it's something to consider to you know, have a gun or multiple guns and learn how to use the darn things. You know, so that's basically my tip this time. Is you really need to soul search and think that am I willing to take on this responsibility? Do I have things worth saving? My life, my family's life, you know, whatever. So anyway, but this Florida sheriff came out and said, look, we can't help you when shit happens instantly. We can come and clean up the mess afterwards, maybe. And it was just lucky, this shooting up in D.C. at the ball field, that that one congressman had a security detail. If he didn't, we'd be counting bodies. I mean, there's no way anybody could have responded before he took out 15, 20, everybody there pretty much. All right, so consider a gun. All right, your internet tip, flash sales. If you know, first of all, you should be getting a database of people, email list. And no matter how many people you got on your list, I mean, you should be growing it all the time. But have a flash sale. If you need some cash coming in, just make a deep discounted thing, make it digital, and call it a flash sale. People kind of recognize that term and know that it's like all of a sudden, flash, and you know, typically I can bring in $1,000, even if it's a pitiful one, couple thousand if it's a good one. So don't be afraid to just put something out at the last second if you need to get a little cash flow in. All right, your speaking tip. This happened to a speaker I've been training. They did a great job, and then all these people were telling him wonderful things. I said, well, did you get video of all these testimonials? No, I never thought of it. Oh, no. You got to get testimonials. When I say whip it out, whip out your cell phone. And if somebody's saying something really nice to you, hear them out. Or if they're running on and on for minutes, that's different. But if they say something really nice, say, hey, would you mind saying that? That's so beautiful that you said that. Would you mind putting that, you know, let me record that? And if they say no, great. But hardly anybody will. And you'll capture it right there and then. And I know I was with Mark Victor Hansen one time, and he was taken off. I mean, he would do it for me for sure. But because I had made him a shitload of money back, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars way back when. And but we're on stage. Nobody's in the room yet. And I say, Mark, I need this new thing, a video. And I whipped out the camera. Boom. He gave me a testimonial. Boom. Been using it for years. But had he taken off for Russia and I went for wherever my next thing was, I wouldn't have seen him for 4, 5, 6 months and wouldn't have got that testimonial. So be ready, whip it out, and get those testimonials. Okay, the A-holes of the week. We got several of them, along with several heroes of the week. But a Texas mother left 2 toddlers in a car for 15 hours. Both died, and people that she was with said, hey, I hear the kids. They'll be okay. 15 hours. She was, I don't know what the hell she was doing. Anyway, it's just beyond me that a mother could do that, or anybody. I mean, I know if I'd have busted those windows out and grabbed those kids and called 911, and you know, Jesus. So that's the first asshole. Her name is Amanda Hopkins, 19 years old, already has 2 kids, and now none. Next thing is a Florida woman. This is real. Is seen on video allowing a snake to bite her toddler. And she's laughing about it and puts it on Facebook. where do these people come from? I don't understand. They had to be squeezed tightly on a mother coming out her vagina, and her brains got twisted. How does this happen? When the sheriff got her, she says, "Oh yeah, we had snakes when I was a kid. I knew this one wasn't poisonous, and I just wanted to teach my kid a lesson." And handed him and let the snake bite her. It wasn't a poisonous snake. She knew that, but still, can you imagine that kid's going to be in therapy the rest of her life? Let's see, what's that person's name? I didn't catch the name on that one, but certainly you can find that. It was in Florida. Okay. Last name is St. Laurent, I think. Her last name is St. Laurent. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the heroes. This is just a sweet, cute little thing. I don't know if there's any more comments coming in here. Let me see. Let's see. I don't see any new ones in there. So anyway, this is just a lady named Jamie Warner of Utah caught her son, 7-year-old Wyatt Warner, on a neighbor's security footage all by himself, nobody telling him to. Star Spangled Banner's not playing. America the Beautiful's not playing. He's going to his neighbor's house, and they have a flag out on the front. This 7-year-old boy stopped, got caught on the security camera doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Is that beautiful or not? Or what? So the hero is Jamie. This family must have done something right to get that child to appreciate that all the thing. He's not old enough, he's only 7 years old, to really appreciate everything that he has because he lives here. But they're doing something right where this kid, all on his own, not in school, not at a sporting event, just saw a flag and pledged allegiance to it. Beautiful. That is just beautiful. Now, I got two more heroes. A ballet dancer named Gray Davis, a male ballet dancer, was waiting for the subway in New York, and some lady pushes a homeless guy onto the tracks, and he gets knocked out, and Gray Davis jumps in, great risk to himself, and hauls the guy out and jumps out before the next train comes by. So, Jesus. And then they finally caught the lady. I don't know what her freaking motive was, but and then Joan Stewart sent me one talking about and there's no names on this one. I think the names have been discovered lately, but she's talking about in London when I think all those knife-wielding jihadists, these bouncers started pelting them with bottles and glasses and bar stools, getting them out to where the police could finally get them and shoot them. So these bouncers stood up. They didn't have a reason to leave their post and go out and risk their lives, but they did. So good for them, and thanks, Joan, for telling me about it. All right, so that's our show for tonight. Let's see. Oh, I always love that little saying, a boomerang is just a frisbee for lonely people. I don't know where I got that. But anyway, one of the big questions here was, should you consider a gun and training? I don't say gun and training. All right, even training and no gun. All right, rent a gun, get training, and then decide after you get some experience what's the appropriate gun, and get your instructor to help you decide. All right, but it's something that you need to have on your mind. In the brutal self-defense, don't forget we have that deal for people on here that go to brutalselfdefense.com/videos, and you use 25 down as your coupon code, and you can start with 2 hours of training and an 85-page handout for $15, $20 minus a discount, so 25% discount. So that's 25 down at brutalselfdefense.com/videos, and you can get the whole shebang too, all 14 hours and 2 days of training. All right, so that's our show tonight, and so like always, stay home if you can. Man, that what is it, 800-mile trip I made sucked. Stay safe, and make some money while you're at it. Catch you next week.